A man in a wheelchair was shot for having a pocket knife. You understand what I'm saying? A cop shot formerly Officer Ryan Remington, shot and killed Mr. Richards, Richard Lee Richards, for not dropping his pocket knife. Folks, they shot a man who could not walk. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? How much of a threat is the man who can't get up and stab you? I'll wait. There were other officers present. None of the other officers even pulled out their guns. This officer, Ryan Remington, shot 9 shots at, I don't know how many shots hit Mr. Richards here, but Mr. Richards is deceased. Okay, so here's the story. Here's the full story. Mr. Richards was accused of stealing a toolbox from Walmart when an employee contacted an off-duty Tucson police officer who was working a special duty assignment at the store, according to a statement from Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus. Remington, an officer, 4 years on the Tucson force, joined the Walmart employee in the parking lot and followed Richards while attempting to gain his cooperation. According to the employee, he caught up with Mr. Richards outside as he fled the store. He sped the store. He didn't flee the store. That gives me the impression that he's walking or running. No, he fled in a wheelchair. How fast was he going in the unmotorized wheelchair, sir? He fled the store and was asked to see a receipt for the toolbox. Instead of providing the receipt, Mr. Richards brandished a knife and said, "Here's your receipt." Okay, so I'm not questioning whether Mr. Richards made a big-ass mistake. I'm not questioning that. That's not what's the question. That's not up for debate here. That's neither here nor there. How much of a threat is a man who can't get up to cut you with the knife? There are other options. The police do not even pursue other options when you are in a wheelchair. That's my point. They are so horrible at de-escalation that even if you can't get up and do anything, you are still a threat. What's showing? You have a pocket knife. I guess maybe it could be a throwing star, but this was not a throwing star. This was a freaking hand. This is a pocket knife, folks. He's sitting. He can't get up, okay? How much of a threat is the guy who cannot get up to approach you? He did not comply. Instead, continued to head towards the Walmart Lowe's parking lots. So Remington called in and says, "I have a male suspect. He just shoplifted in front of me. Left in front of me, he pulled a knife on me." According to the Walmart employee, Mr. Richards said, "If you want me to put down the knife, you're going to have to shoot me." Sounds like a man at the end of his rope. That does not mean you kill him. No. It does not mean you kill him just because he's at the end of his rope, folks. No. What are you, Dr. Koryokovin? What's the guy who provided suicide help for all these patients? Kevorkian. But officers should not be helping or should not be in the business of escorting people to the next phase. This is not a discography of Isley Brothers. Take me to the next phase, baby. Take me. No, police officers should be in the business of de-escalation. But we can't trust the Tucson Police Department to de-escalate a man in a wheelchair. In interaction with a man in a wheelchair, what earthly business do we have having, or where do we get off having any faith whatsoever in law enforcement to de-escalate with people that walk around? Folks, I know there are people that don't get along with my synopsis of the news, my commentary. I get it. I'm too black and too strong. I get it, I know. I'm so divisive here advocating on behalf of black people. How dare I? But for God's sake, man, this person is in a wheelchair. I mean, would you Well, I used to, I would, it was once upon a time I thought I could answer this question, but now in the hindsight of the self-defense, who knows what some of the numbskulls think? In light of the news lately about self-defense, do you think that this officer was drastically out of step with the times? And we got hillbillies in Georgia who think it's okay to kill an unarmed man because he looked at a construction site. And some would say black people looking at something or looking at a construction site is them casing a construction site. It's all about the color of the person looking at it, isn't it? Black person casing, brown person studying, white person just admiring, planning for a future purchase. Isn't that how it goes? Admiring, studying, casing. So I just wonder, I want people to put in the comment section what they feel about this. So they're going to be investigating this incident, but I think the investigation is over. I mean, you killed a man, you shot 9 times into a wheelchair, Johnson. And not because you thought he had a bomb on his lap, which would be even more stupid, I guess, somehow. But because he took a toolbox. Back in the day, men did not hit women. Big guys did pick on the little guy. You throw fists, and whoever wins, hey, you won. That's it, Maybe I'll fight you again another day. We didn't go get guns and box cutters, and, this is so long ago. Things have changed. So let's just fire this guy, get it over with, then go ahead and take him up on charges. Let's make that happen. Come on now.